What's going on, guys? Today is July 21st. Is today a Saturday? I think it's a Saturday. I don't know. When you're out on the road this long, you lose track of time. Anyway, today is the day I'm headed back into the U.S. I've got a room booked in Fairbanks. I do have a long ride to get there, a little short of 590 miles. I'm just getting dressed and packed up this morning. I did go over to Walmart last night and pick up this thermal. You know, I think I mentioned I didn't bring my thermal liners for my jacket and pants because I was looking at the weather and most riding temperatures were going to be no lower than the 60s. But I've gotten to be in a bit of a cold patch, so you know, $10, no big deal. So I'm going to finish getting dressed, finish getting the bike loaded up, and we're going to hit the road here in probably the next 20 minutes. All right, so pulling out of Whitehorse this morning, it's showing right around 50 degrees. Actually 49 now, and I expect that to drop here as we get out of town. Probably gonna be about mid-40s for the first little bit. It still amazes me. I think the sun set at 11:03 or 11:05 p.m. last night, and then it was back up this morning at like 5. So do have some extremely long days up here, but that doesn't necessarily mean extremely warm days. So I think the temperature today in Fairbanks is supposed to get up into the mid to upper 70s, so it ought to be really nice coming into Fairbanks this afternoon. The GPS has me getting there around 3:45. Now, of course, that does take into account the hour I'm going to gain, but it does not take into account, you know, stopping for fuel and stopping to get stuff to eat. So if I had to guess, assuming there's no big delays for construction, I would say conservatively I ought to be there around 5 p.m., 5:30. Obviously, I'm going to stop and take some pictures along the way. If there's anything that interests me, I'm going to stop and check it out. But anyway, it's kind of cool knowing that I'm going to be in Alaska later today. Now, the uncool part is getting to the Alaskan border is like the halfway point of my ride today. So once I get there, I still got quite a bit of riding to do. Just stopped here at this little gas station and got a quick snack. Went ahead and topped off the fuel tank. I'm a little less than 100 miles into the trip this morning, but it's one of those things where I don't know where the gas stations are going to be popping up, and you can never have too much fuel on board, so went ahead and stopped there. As you can tell, that last stretch there, we're running on gravel the whole way. It looks like pavement's actually coming back, so that's good. I can make a much better time on pavement than I can on gravel, but it was fun to ride a little bit. All right, 493 miles to basically my hotel. Not going to be taking a lot of different roads today. Going to be staying on this one the whole damn way. Alright, we're going back to gravel again. This doesn't seem as loose as the last crap I was riding on. It also didn't last near as long. So I've covered a little over 180 miles since I last stopped for fuel, and we've got some long gaps here between fuel stations. So there is I don't know if it's a town or what it is coming up. The roads are rough. And there's a couple of gas stations there, so I'm going to go ahead and fill up. That'll put me right on the edge of possibly making it to Fairbanks. I'm not going to try that, but there is about 190 miles more down the road. There's another gas station, so I'll fill up there. It's a little bit more often than I have to, but I'd rather do that than be stuck out here in the middle of nowhere with an empty tank. So we'll get pulled over here in a few minutes. And I've covered a little over 280 miles for the day, or right around 280 miles for the day, leaving me with about 300 and we'll call it GPS is 317, so 317 miles left to cover. Alright, so quick stop for fuel back there, top the tank off. Looks like a polar bear on top of that place, and a bighorn sheep, and there's a bus tour, so I'm glad I didn't stop there. Really friendly lady back working at the other store. But she's originally from the Niagara area. She asked where I was headed, and she said, well, you're almost there now. So almost, 300 miles away, but it's a lot closer than the several thousand when I started. So hoping to get around this RV here when the opportunity presents itself and get on down the road, because I don't think I'm very far from the border at this point. Is that the border coming up right there? I mean, I know I wasn't that far away, but maybe I was a lot closer than I thought. Alright, so I'm going to flip this camera off, and with any luck, I'll be in the U.S. and in the great state of Alaska here in just a few minutes. Alright, so false alarm. That is the Canadian Customs, but the sign back there said U.S. Customs. I think was another 30 kilometers, so figure about another, I think I'd be better to, this was about 18 miles, something like that. So yeah, so I got a little bit of time. I was going to say, I didn't think I was that close to the border, but I'll be closing in on it in the next 20 minutes or so. So, we made it to Alaska. I'm going to put these couple of stickers up on the back of the sign. Alright, so we just made it to the Alaska border. We've got the two-wheel rider and Ride on Moto stickers there on the back of the sign, but as you can see, a lot of tourists stopping here to get pictures. So, haven't actually had to go through customs yet. It's right up the road here. So, I'm going to go up here, get through customs, and then get on my way. Alright, so I made it through customs. I'm officially back into the United States. Customs Officer Gleason was a really, really nice guy. He rides motorcycles too. He's got a Triumph Tiger XC. He said he's ridden it up to Prudhoe Bay, so actually talked to him there for a couple of minutes before moving on. But yeah, I mean, this is awesome. This is I set out the goal to ride to Alaska, and I made it. Unfortunately, I don't get to stop right now. I've got to keep trucking along to get into town tonight. And hopefully meet up with Keith a little bit later, or at least tomorrow or something. We'll get that figured out. But yeah, it's pretty damn cool. Just one other quick thing. When I cross back over into the U.S., I actually gained an hour. Man, these roads are awful. I actually gained an hour of time. So now it's only 11:20 a.m. And I've got probably about a 4.5 hour trip left into Fairbanks. More loose gravels. This is the first time I've had to stop for road work today, but obviously there's been plenty of road work along the way. Looks like they're gonna let that side over there go first, which is fine. What is there, hold 2 vehicles? And I guess there's more than that. Just stopped here to get gas and get a really nice lunch plan. I'm gonna eat a pretty big dinner tonight, and I also want to get the rain liners out of my jacket and my pants just to make it a little bit cooler to ride in. I was trying to text Kristen, but unfortunately I just don't have much of a signal. I tried to hop on this local Wi-Fi, it didn't seem to be working either. You can tell I'll get some emails to catch up on that. A Hostess apple pie, a Mountain Dew, and a, I don't know, 15-minute sit on that little bench there. I feel like a new man. Ready to get back on the road. Pulled the rain liners out of my jacket and pants like I said I was going to. And then I had 2 base layers on my legs. And I pulled the heavier one of those off. I almost always ride with the lighter one on. It's just like a sweat wicking material. It makes it a little more comfortable to ride in. Went ahead and switched out gloves too, back to my old favorite Alpine Stars SMX2s. God, these things are old. You can see they're ripping apart, but they're comfortable as can be. So I got right around 200 miles left to ride today. So just figure right about 3 hours. Should be there around 4:30, 4:45, something like that. I don't really plan on stopping much. One thing I did notice back there, everything I read about Alaska and the bugs is correct. Some poor lady back there had one fly into her hair, and I thought it was going to knock her over. They're gigantic. They're like half the size of Woody, my Jack Russell Terrier back home. So I went ahead and sprayed a little bit of bug spray on my riding gear, just to keep them away for when I stop in the future. Still hard to believe I'm in Alaska, the 49th state, my 49th state on the bike. The next few days are going to be fun, and then the days after that are going to be fun, riding all the way back to West Virginia. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. I'm guessing you guys can probably see that moose down there. That's the second one I've seen in the last half mile. Those things are huge. Just made it to North Pole, Alaska, which means we're only about 10-15 minutes out from our destination in Fairbanks for the day. Santa Claus Lane. What is? Oh, there's a big giant Santa Claus over there. Oh hell, we might as well hop off the exit here real quick. Got a roundabout. If I can pull right up on there. I think I will on the way back. What's amazing is people up here actually seem to know how to use roundabouts. Back home, they're a foreign concept. I may go in the Santa Claus house, maybe on my way back out of town. Not really planning on doing that right now. I want to stop in here and check out this big giant Santa and then be on my way. No parking, blah blah blah. What does all this say? We've got it all roped off. Sleigh parking only. They'll get over it. I'm just going to grab a quick picture of the bike sitting here. Just looks like a giant tourist trap, which I'm sure that's what it is. And maybe I'll stop in there on the way back out of town. There are a lot of ATV trails in Alaska. Pretty much all of them run parallel to the road. The fire department truck right behind me. I wanted to pull off up here and get a picture. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull into this McDonald's real quick and get him off of our butts. There we go. He kept on going straight. I just want to pull up here and get a picture of this sign. I think that's doable. Well, I don't really see a way to pop up on the sidewalk on that side. Maybe do it this other direction. And I guess I could jump up on it. I feel like an idiot. I gotta ride the whole thing down is the problem. I didn't come all the way to Alaska just to get in trouble and go to jail. Oh, the hell with it. I'm sure I broke some laws, but that's okay. Holy crap, what a day. It was close to 600 miles riding. Just got into Fairbanks, just got checked into my hotel, which is way nicer than I was expecting, especially for the price I paid for it. But it's a long walk back down to the bike. Let me show you how far away the bike is. The bike, if you guys can see it, is way down there. And I've got to make like 2 more trips to get back up here to the tower I'm staying in and get my stuff off of it. Alright, so I got everything unloaded off the bike. I'll give you a quick tour of the room here in a minute, but I thought it'd be a great opportunity for a celebratory toast, obviously with my old standby Jack Daniels for actually making it to Alaska. First off, big thanks to Kristen, my dad, my sister, Noah, everyone that didn't call me crazy for wanting to do this trip solo, and that encouraged me along the way. Speaking of encouragement, big thanks to all you guys that follow the channel. We're commenting on Facebook and Instagram and even on YouTube and all the words of encouragement and stuff. It really meant a lot. And big thanks to John Ross and the guys at Ride on Moto for talking me, maybe not talking me in, but allowing me to take that Super Adventure out for a demo not quite 2 years ago. And I knew when I got on that bike that not only would I be buying it, but I'd be buying it to ride to Alaska. So thank you guys. I don't know what the rest of the trip holds, but we'll find out. No matter what happens, I accomplished the big goal, which was to make it here, and it's pretty damn cool. You guys knew I couldn't come all the way to Alaska and leave empty-handed. So let me show you what's in the tank bag. Not 1, but 2. We got the Alaska You Are Here series mug and the Alaska Been There series mug. So Kristen should be happy. Alright, so I feel like 100 times better after that shower, as usual. Just talked to Keith from Alaskan Dual Sport. He lives just a few miles away from here. He's going to meet me over at the hotel. Probably watch me eat, but we're going to have a beer or something and hang out for a little while. I'm going to pick his brain a little bit, see what he's doing the next few days, and he has to bring his GoPro, and I'm like, of course, dude. I want to show up on your channel, you're going to show up on mine, so this is going to be cool. Like I told you before, Keith used to live in West Virginia, so we got a little bit of a connection there, and I feel like I know the guy because I've been watching his videos for like a year and a half now, and he probably feels about the same way. So I'm going to head downstairs, meet up with him in a few minutes, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so while I'm waiting on Keith to arrive, let me give you guys a quick tour of the room. So here is my seating area with my dirty riding clothes, which I need to hang up. Over there is my desk, which I need to put my computer on, television, nice giant bed with more dirty clothes. It is laundry night, or maybe tomorrow morning, we'll figure it out. And then walk back here. We've got the part of the bathroom, and then we got a nice closet here where I need to hang up my riding gear, and then just a quick look in the bathroom here. Got a pretty decent shower, got a nice hot shower in there. My room is all the way down there. There's the other end of the hall. 99% sure I just spotted Keith.
I was just getting ready to text you, man.
No, I was just sitting there in the front window and I saw a WR pull in. I was like, it's got to be him.
Yeah, I thought about driving my Ninja, but so into bikes.
3 hours later.
Seriously, it's after 10 p.m. right now. Had a good time hanging out with Keith. He gave me some maps and stuff of the area, some stuff to check out. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm probably gonna sleep in for a little bit tomorrow for the first time of this trip. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll see you guys in the morning.